Can Kaleido earn a permanent spot on my shelf? I promised to make a video about Kaleido Metallics and I did. I hope it will be useful. Kaleido is a relatively new brand on the hobby paint market, but it already looks very promising. Welcome to the second part of my metallic paint test. This time we are looking at metallic paints from Kaleido. For this test I will also be using a Gaahleri Mobius airbrush, which I bought together with the two paint sets. It has a 0.3 nozzle, which is closer to my water. The nozzle has a very unusual shape with the spiraling channels. According to the manufacturer, this design helps create a smooth airflow, fine lines and low pressure spraying. It also makes the airbrush easy to take apart and clean. All of these paints are made with the brand's Repeater technology. According to the manufacturer, this helps solve common problems with the water-based paints, such as uneven coverage and sagging. The first paint today is the Gunmetal. This is a grey metallic that can be compared to the Vallejo metallics from the previous video. In consistency and ease of use, it feels closer to Vallejo Air or Vallejo Metal color. The paint goes on smoothly and covers the black primer very well on the first coat. The silver metallic paints usually perform well with the most brands, so that is not too surprising. The tone is clean, with no strange shift into the blue or any other color, just a pure metallic finish. The second airbrush coat was almost symbolic. I would say it was not really necessary because the paint did its job perfectly well after the first layer. Just like a previous paint, this one covers the primer very easily and applies well with a brush, without running across the surface or separating. Through the airbrush it gives a smooth and clean finish. Even in the jar, the paint already looks like a mirror. Of course it's not a chrome, but after the glossy varnish I think it could look very close. One thing to note is that the paint is fairly thin. If it stays too long on a wet palette, it absorbs the water and loses a little coverage, but a second coat can easily fix it. The next one is Aluminium. This is a very dense, light grain metallic with a strong coverage. In some cases I think one coat may already be enough. These paints really do remind me of Vallejo metal color. It is a natural looking color and I think it would work very well for scale modeling. Titanium alloy. Titanium alloy looks like a titanium alloy. There is not much else to add here. Again, it's a dense coat from the first pass. The paint goes on evenly and it's a pleasure to use. I think I definitely add more paints from this brand to my collection, especially since their color range is already pretty impressive. Stainless steel. And once again this is another win. There is not much more to say, it's a smooth, opaque paint with a fast and clean finish. It doesn't exactly what it should do. Zirconium black. This one is almost a black metallic. It reminds me of steel finish I often use, dark, dense and little unusual. Tungsten steel. This is the one that disappointed me a little, but I think I will use it in a plasma cutter. From the jar I expected a green tone, something closer to a green metallic, but the result was much lighter and less green than I expected. That said, it will still find use, maybe in the shadows or on some kind of equipment or machinery. I also think this could work in an interesting way for Necrons, and honestly Zirconium black would also be a very unusual and interesting choice for Necrons. Scorched gold. Here we have the first gold. And right away you can see that the coverage is weaker than on the silver metallics, but compared to the gold from Vallejo in the previous video, this is much better. Just keep in mind that Vallejo golds in that test were used with a brush, while this one seems to be made more for the airbrush. Coverage is still weaker here, even through the airbrush, and one coat is not enough. But the important thing is this: there is no green shift in the gold. Red copper. I also expected this tone to be more red, but in the end it's just a normal copper tone. With the brush it behaves a lot like Vallejo gold. The coverage is not great and the paint separates quite quickly. Through the airbrush, though these ones work very well, it sprays easily, the color is dense and 2 coats are enough. I still think the Vallejo copper looks more natural, but this Kaleido copper would work well as a highlight color for hammered copper. A flashy gold. This paint separates less than the previous sample, which is different a plus. It also did not clog my airbrush. If I compare it to Vallejo polished gold from the previous video, this gold looks brighter to me. And if I compare it to Vallejo gold, I actually prefer this one. It looks nicer in my opinion. Another thing worth mentioning is that the pigment is much finer than Vallejo, so the surface looks more even. Champagne gold. This is the last gold in the set. And it has the same basic problems the gold paints usually have, no matter the brand. Coverage to the brush is still not great, and through the airbrush only became properly rich after the second coat. But the color itself is clean and free of strange tint shifts. Copper. This one surprised me the most. I did not expect the copper to behave so much like a classic gold. The pigment separates and pulls in the recesses in a similar way. You will need at least 2 coats to get a solid finish. Through the airbrush, so there were no problems at all. There is a normal paints and definitely deserve a place in the painter's collection. They are easy to use and completely odorless. All of the bottles come with a mixing bowl inside, and the set also includes a thinner and airbrush cleaner. The paints dry quickly on a surface, which can be a problem in some cases, but the drying retarder could probably help and might even give an even smoother and a glossier finish. They spray into a smooth and glossy surface very nicely. The gold shades, when applied with a brush, have the same problems as the gold paints from the other brands, but at least they do not shift green. And about the airbrush. I had never used an airbrush with a removable paint cap before, and I found that feature surprisingly useful. I know there are airbrushes without the cap, and this one gives a similar feeling. I really like this brand. I may expand my collection with more Kaleido paints in the future. I already have their basic color set and I use it when I paint in acrylic. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe and leave a comment. Maybe you want to see more paints or tools tested before you buy them. If I can get them, I will gladly test them for you. See you soon, dear viewers. Bye bye.